In today's class, we are going to proceed with the derivative of a function using the product rule. We have find the derivative of x squared sine x. Don't forget that in our previous class, I told you that if we are given y is equals to uv, the derivative of y is equals to v multiplied by the derivative of u plus u multiplied by the derivative of v. You understand? Peradventure, if you are not part of the first lesson that we had on product rule, the lesson is still on our page. You can proceed and watch the lesson there, and it's still on our channel, so you can proceed and watch the video there. You understand? So now let us proceed. Now we have a function that has two parts. We have x squared and sine x. Let me equate y as y is equals to x squared sine x. You understand? Okay, now let us proceed. Now we have a function that has two parts. The first part is x squared, and the second part is sine x. These two parts are multiplying each other. That is why we have to make use of the product rule. Do you understand? Now, if you compare this function with this function, you can see that u is equals to what? X squared. And v is equals to sine x. You understand? Now, product rule states that the derivative of y is equals to v. V is what? Sine x. Sine x multiplied by derivative of u. Derivative u is this. This is u is x squared. The derivative of u is what? 2x. Do you understand? Using the polynomial rule that we first learned, okay? The derivative of u is what? 2x. So the derivative of u is 2x. Let me put this in brackets. Plus v plus u. U is x squared. X squared multiplied by the derivative of v. Now I want you to pay attention. If you differentiate sine x, you are going to get cos x. Okay, let me write it here. If you differentiate sine x, if you take the derivative of sine x, you are going to get cos x. If you differentiate cos x, you are going to get minus sine x. And if you differentiate tan x, the derivative of tan x is sec square x. Do you understand? So now, let us proceed. We have x squared, which is u, multiplied by the derivative of v. If you differentiate sine x, you are going to get what? Cos x. Do you understand? Please, I don't want you to get confused. In our next class, I'm going to show you how we got, if you differentiate sine x, you are going to get cos x. I'm going to show you, okay? Now let us proceed. The derivative of y is equals to sine x multiplied by 2x. That is 2x sine x. Do you understand? Plus x squared multiplied by cos x. That is x squared cos x. Okay, I want to ask you, is there anything that can be factorized? Can we factorize anything out? Since there is none, we can only factorize x. Maybe the derivative of y is equals to x into bracket 2 sine x plus x squared. Since I've already factorized one x, so I'm going to have multiplied by x cos x. Do you understand? So the derivative of y is equals to x squared sine x is what? X into bracket 2 sine x plus x cos x. Do you understand? So that is how to find the derivative of a function using the product rule. Now let us proceed to the second question, okay? Find the derivative of x raised to the power of 3 cos x. Now let us equate y as x raised to the power of 3 cos x. The next step is that we are going to identify our u and v. So u is equals to what? The first part of this function. That is x raised to the power of 3. You understand? And v is equals to what? The second part of this function. That is cos x. Abi? So now let us take the derivative of u and v. Since we know that in our formula we are still going to need the derivative of u and v. Do you understand? So we are going to take the derivative of u and v. The derivative of u is what? Is 3x raised to the power of 2. And the derivative of v is what? If you differentiate cos x, you are going to get what? Minus sine x. So this is what? Minus sine x. You understand? Now, the next step is that we are going to substitute all this into this formula. Please, don't get confused, okay? When we got to the derivative of a trigonometric function, I'm going to show you how we got minus sin x when we differentiate cos x. Okay, now let us proceed. Let's substitute. The derivative of y is equals to v. V is what? Cos x. So I'm going to have cos x multiplied by u. Multiply the derivative of u. If the derivative of u is what? 3x squared. So this is what? 3x squared plus u. U is what? X raised to the power of 3 multiplied by the derivative of v. Derivative of v is what? Minus sin x. Do you understand? So now let us proceed. The derivative of y is equals to cos x multiplied by 3x squared. That is 3x squared cos x plus x squared multiplied by minus sin x. That is what? Minus sin. That is minus sin x multiplied by x raised to the power of 3. Okay, let us proceed. So the derivative of y is equals to 3x squared cos x plus, now if you open this bracket, if you multiply plus 1 multiplied by minus, that will give us minus. So I'm going to have negative in this place. This will be negative x raised to the power of 3 x raised to the power of 3 sin x. Do you understand how I got this? I multiply this plus 1 multiply minus, that is what? Negative. So negative x raised to the power of 3 sin x. Do you understand? So now, can you factorize? Is there anything that is common to both sides of this equation? Yeah, there is. You can factorize x squared. So I'm going to have the derivative of y is equals to, if you factorize x squared, you are going to get x squared into bracket, okay, 3 cos x minus x sin x. You understand? So 3 cos x minus x sin x. If you multiply this, if you open the bracket using x squared, you are going to get this. You understand? So that is how to find the derivative of a function using the product rule. Let us have the third work example. Okay, find the derivative of x raised to the power of 3 tan x. Now let y is equals to x raised to the power of 3 tan x. Do you understand? Now, if you compare this function with this function, you can see that u is the first part of this function. So when we are given when you are told to take the derivative of a function using the product rule, the first step is that you are going to identify your u and v. U being the first part and the v being the second part of the function. Now u is equals to x raised to the power of 3 and v is equals to what? Tan x. You understand? So the derivative of u is what? 3x raised to the power of 2, and the derivative of v is what? Sec square x. Okay, let's proceed. Having known that the derivative of y is what? V is what? Tan x. So I'm going to have tan x multiplied by u, derivative of u. Derivative of u is what? 3x squared plus u is what? U is x raised to the power of 3, x raised to the power of 3 multiplied by derivative of v. Derivative of v is what? Sec square x. So this is sec square x. Do you understand? So the derivative of y is equals to tan x multiplied by 3x squared. That is 3x squared tan x. Even there is no need of putting brackets, okay? Plus x raised to the power of 3 multiplied by sec square x. That is x raised to the power of 3 sec square x. Do you understand? So now, is there anything that we can factorize? Let us factorize x raised to the power of 2. There is no need of putting brackets. Since okay, let us factorize x raised to the power of 2. So I'm going to have derivative of y is equals to x raised to the power of 2 all into bracket 3 tan x plus, since I've already factorized x raised to the power of 2, what will remain here is what? X. That is x sec square x. Do you understand? So that is the derivative of y is equals to x raised to the power of 3 tan x. So you can see that it is very, very simple. You understand? When you are told to differentiate a function using the product rule, the first step is that we are going to identify your u and v. U is the first part of the function and the v is the second part of the function. Then after that, you are going to take the derivative of u and v. After taking the derivative of u and v, you are going to substitute this into the formula of the product rule. Do you understand? So it is very, very simple. So I want you to try this by yourself. Find the derivative of y is equals to x raised to the power of 4 sine x. You understand? Find the derivative of this and drop your answer in the comment box. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next class.